What's the most disturbing thing you've ever seen that was disguised as tradition? My Uncle Albert was known for his famous family bonding camping trips. Every summer, he'd invite all the cousins aged 13 and up to spend a week in the woods. Parents weren't allowed. It was his way of toughening up the next generation. I was excited when I finally turned 13. My older cousins never talked about what happened on these trips, which only made it more intriguing. My mom seemed hesitant, but didn't want to upset Uncle Albert by not letting me go. The first red flag appeared when we arrived at the campsite. Uncle Albert made us hand over our phones, saying, "Real survivors don't need technology." Then he gave us each a raw egg and told us it was our companion for the week. We had to keep it with us at all times and couldn't let it break. That night, my cousin Nathan accidentally cracked his egg while setting up his tent. Uncle Albert's face turned dark. "You know what happens to the weak ones," he said. He made Nathan strip down to his underwear and sleep outside the camp boundary. It was 45 degrees that night. The next morning, Nathan was shivering and covered in mosquito bites. But that was just the beginning. Uncle Albert had more traditions planned. He called it the culling. Each day, he'd create some impossible challenge. The person who performed worst had to face a punishment. Day 2, we had to catch fish with our bare hands. My cousin Amy failed. Her punishment? Eating raw worms while we all watched. Day 3, we had to climb trees and stay up there for 6 hours. My cousin Peter fell after 4 hours. Uncle Albert made him walk through poison ivy in shorts, saying, "Pain builds character." I started noticing how my older cousins acted. They weren't having fun, they were terrified. Some would intentionally hurt others during challenges to avoid being last. This wasn't family bonding. It was psychological torture disguised as tradition. The breaking point came on day 5. Uncle Albert announced we had to fight each other, not play fighting. Real fighting. "Last one standing gets to eat tonight," he said with a twisted smile. My cousins immediately started throwing punches. Years of this tradition had broken them. I refused to fight. Uncle Albert's face turned red. "You're disrespecting family tradition," he growled. He grabbed my egg companion and crushed it in his hand. "Now you have to face the ultimate punishment." He tried dragging me toward the lake, talking about how his father had done this to him, how it made him stronger. That's when I pulled out the burner phone I'd hidden in my sock. "Hey, Uncle Albert, I've been recording everything. Every punishment, every cruel tradition. Should I send this to our parents? Or maybe the police?" His face went white. The other cousins stopped fighting and stared. I showed them the videos, their faces covered in bruises, crying from punishments, being forced to hurt each other. That's when my older cousins finally broke their silence. They started sharing stories from previous years, worse punishments, more cruel traditions. Some had permanent scars, physical and mental. My uncle tried playing it off as character building, but I'd already hit send on the videos. Within hours, our parents arrived. The look on my mom's face when she saw the state of my cousins, I'll never forget it. Uncle Albert tried running. He didn't get far. Turns out the police don't consider abuse a family tradition. Now our summer family gatherings are normal. Board games, barbecues, actual bonding. My cousins are slowly healing.